You need to click X for doubt. Alright, so let's take a look at some of these. Jack, you preface this to say the tier list names are negotiable with the chat. Yeah. Alright. So we have the royal one that's coming up, right? That'll be the faithful secret staff Morgoise. I kind of even don't want to read it, to be honest. Okay, when its units put in Guardian Circle, choose one of your grade 2 units until end of turn. It gets 10k shield, and when this unit intercepts, Counterblast 1, Soul Blast 1, choose one of your other units. It can't be hit until end of battle. This kind of gives your Vanguard 15k shield as a intercept, which is cute, I guess. I guess. Why not 10k power and 10k shield so it cannot be attacked on any other multi-attacks? But, okay, sure. An intercept to get a potential PG while also making you use your CV and Soul Blast? It seems just... what? No. Yeah, that's exactly what the issues is. It's just the opponent could just swing into it. It's like, oh, sweet, you gave one of your other rares power? Shield power? Yo, nutty, that's pretty crazy. That's so wild. Or they could like even deny the intercept. If you're playing against Order Colony, they have so many units and cards now. Okay, they're like, ah, sick. I'll keep you from intercepting with it. Lit. Good stuff. I don't. It makes me so mad when I watch it. Just makes me so mad when I watch it. Alright, when his units is placed on Guardian Circle, Counterblast 1, choose 2 grades from among 0 and 3. Declare them, so you can declare 0, 1, 2, 3. So you can declare 0 and 1, you can declare 2 and 3, or 3 and 3, you can declare, you know. Reveal the top card if the revealed card has any of declared grades. You can put that card in your hand. If you put a card, this gets 15k shield until the end of battle. Not bad. So you can declare like 1 and 2, 0 and 3, and it's kind of like the better hits, I guess, because that hits if you're running PG triggers, that hits the PG triggers, and if you're running Heal Guardians, that hits your other G Guards as well. Your other Heal Guardians, so you can hit another G Guard if you need it. And this gets 15 base from itself, so it's 30k shield on its own, which is kind of nutty. And yeah, with the Mega support, because you can stack top deck, yeah, and then you can declare, and then you can just add cards on top. So you can add 2 cards for free, kinda. And it also gives you more chances of maybe hitting on extra triggers if need be. Or if you're playing something like Battle Sisters, and you're playing Stolen, and you took a look at your top 5, you got your 3 drive checks already, and you already know what your other 2 are gonna be, especially if those are also triggers, then you can, or PGs for that matter, you can kind of like bury them on top just in case you need them. Or if you don't need them, you could just let them go to your damage or something. Yeah, you basically get a main phase 2. It's so nice. I like it. This card is pretty okay. This is better. This is better, question mark. It's a lot better than... I don't think it's better than CEO, because she is a soul charge from the top of your deck. But you do need to have Oracle for the 15k shield though. But it's still good. And you do get to look at the top of your deck. She gets 10k power, not even 15. Does Hexa need more crit or front trigger instead of draw? That depends on your own taste. Aesthetics. You can run all of triggers if you want to. You can run it rainbow if you feel like it. Doesn't really matter. Just play with whatever you feel like, what makes you feel comfortable playing it. That's how Overdress usually is nowadays. There's nothing inherently better than what other card you want to run. All of it is just personal preference nowadays. Alright, so we have the mobile, super mobile hospital firmament grants. When this unit is put in Guardian Circle, Counterblast, Soul Blast, choose one in your damage zone and call it the Guardian Circle. So you effectively heal one, and you possibly call a card from your damage zone. So you're basically CB2 Soul Blast. Yeah, it's CB2 Soul Blast 2. No, it's CB2 Soul Blast 1 to potentially call a PG. Or call another 15k shield. Or 20k shield or 10k shield. That's kind of nutty. So you basically heal during your opponent's turn. That's good. That's really good. Protect you and your newborn. Yep, it's up here. For me, that's kind of cracked. Yeah, CB2, Soul Blast 1, and a block and attack. So good. It's insane how good that is. I can't even. And like, you're guarding out of your damage zone, so you don't even have to worry about like guard restricts either. Not much, at least. One thing I will have to say though, like, if you're playing against Order Colony and there's a huge uptick in like Order Colony and Stoichia archetype decks, you have to contend with Gridora, the Great War Gridora. So a lot of these cards, for as beautiful as they are and as sick as they are in terms of card skills, it's gonna make you a little bit sad. Because, hey, Oriana is in Vanguard now? Yes. Yeah, sure. Dark Dragon, Deep Griever Dragon. I remember what this card did. When this unit is put in Guardian Circle, choose one of your 5 grade 1 cards from your drop zone. Insane already. Insane. Insane. This card's so good. Just putting 5 to the bottom of your deck already, it's so good. Because you have moments where you're past your first Mephisto turn, and you're like, man, I have to try going to my second Mephisto turn, but I don't have any more grade 1s left in my deck anymore for my multi-attacks off of my Dagda. This G-Guard says, yo bro, I got you. Just put your cards back in, because you have like 15 million triggers in your drop zone, but you don't have that much grade 1s in your deck to call off of it. So hey, this puts it to the bottom of your deck, so you don't have to worry about drawing into them. It doesn't shuffle. It's crazy. This unit gets 5k shield until end of battle for each card put. 25k shield. It's 40k shield, bro. What? Thanks, Fruit Jesus. Exactly. Thank you, Fruit Jesus. And if it's put 5 cards, cost. Counterblast 1, choose 1 units, cannot be hit until end of battle. DP. Against DP or against a bunch of different archetypes that just have immense amount of power, and you're like, ah, yes, I would love to save myself, but I can't, because they're hitting with millions and millions of power, and I can't really do anything about it. Nice. Nice. So even if this Guardian ends up getting shot, you still resolve the skill because of this part here. It gives the skill to your Vanguard that cannot be hit. It has the same text as a PG does. So yes, you run this card. You run at least, I would say 1 or 2 copies of this. I would say 2. Start off with 2, see if you need the 2. Finding space to run this over something like Plot Maker is going to be difficult, because Plot Maker is also really good. You know, it's sort, you know, it's 25k extra shield for free, kinda for free. Not bad. See, Golden Sanctified Dragon. Golden Dragon Sanctified Dragon. When this unit is post on Guardian Circle, Soul Blast 1, look at top cards of your deck, choose up to 2 cards from among them, call them the Guardian Circle, and discard the rest. If you called 1 or more grade 1 or greater cards, draw card. No. No. You have Salami already. I mean, this is okay, because... No. Oh, sorry. Protect you and your newborn beast up here. This is a... It should be fine copium. But I'm also leaning to why is it printed? Like, this is self-sufficient. That you don't need, like, extra rear guards. You don't have to need to use Unite. You don't need to do any of that type of stuff. But this is... If your top two are doo-doo and they don't give you anything, you're in a lot of trouble. I will put copium on it, though. It's very gacha. It's very, very gacha. And I'm not the biggest fan of gacha mechanics. The inherent random chance of it, not my vibe, bro. Not my vibe. And plus, you have to discard the rest. So if you hit like an OT off the top, and you only need like 10 to 15k power, you're like, ah, nice. That's gone now. So many cards in deck have no shield. Exactly. You're watching it and you're like, ah, nice. On grade 3 and a grade 2. Nice. This is exactly what I wanted. We play Bastion. Exactly. Heavenly support Bright Dragon Arnovata. God, I cannot pronounce these. Arnavata. Oh, God. Almost had it. Almost had it, guys. Please believe me. Alright, when it's unit displays a Guardian Circle, put a card from your hand or rear guards into soul. Soul charging your rear guards is not a bad thing. You have some moments where you're like, these could go to soul. Especially if you use like a Vanagonda in Fenrir. If you use Vanagonda in Fenrir, this unit gets 10k shield and end of battle. And then cost put 2 more regards from your hand into your soul. And then you choose when your opponent's unit gets -2 crit up to the end of turn. This is insane. This says I will guard against your stuff, right? Doesn't need to be van to van. So you need to soul charge. So you soul charge 2 more rear guards. So you can soul charge a 1 from your hand and 2 from board, or 2 from board, 1 from hand. And then you get like -2 crit. So you get this to be a 25k shield to one of the rear guard attacks. And then you could just choose your Vanguard. Choose your opponent's Vanguard and be like, yeah, I don't want to get hit from you right now, especially with your bunch of multi-attacks you're doing. Bushi knew you would make a video, so he put curveballs and sent the stuff for you to pronounce. It seems so, no? It seems so, because my brain is trying to read it, right? Because it's very simple. It says Ara Varda. It says Arna Varda. And I want to say it together. I can't say it, you know? When you also say like, alright. So you have the Kagura one. Blaze Dragon Dance. Salima. Beautiful name. The number of cards discarded from your hand for this card is reduced for each of your opponent's rear guard circles. When this unit is placed on Guardian Circle. Cool. This is kind of okay. Because... No, it's not really. when his unit is put in Guardian Circle, cost Soul Blast 1, discard 4 cards from your hand, choose 1 of your units, and you cannot be hit until the end of that battle. It's aight. It's aight. Like, if your hand is doo-doo anyway, and you can't really do anything, and if you drove into, like, a PG in a heal trigger, I guess. But you can discard 4 cards. That's the thing about this card. Like, if you can't discard the 4, and there's very few Conqueror decks, or even Overlord decks, that have this much cards left over in their hand. It's not an impossibility, but damn, bro. If you go first, right? Okay, so if you go first, are you left over with that much cards left in hand? No, not really. You have like 5 or 6 left, and still have to discard 4, and you also need to get your Legion. But if you go into something like Blade Master, G Blade Master, I guess you could have this amount of cards in hand left. Sure. I'll have to give it a try. I don't know. I'll need to take a look at Blade Master. Maybe something might be in there. Or Lockkeeper. Lockkeeper Premium, maybe. This is a, it should be fine copium. This is a fine. It should be fine. Alright, Rikudo Stealth Rogue Morilord. When this unit is placed on Guardian Circle, Counterblast 1. This unit gets 5k shield until the end of that battle for each card in your opponent's hand. And if your opponent's hand has 4 or less, you draw a card. So this is Callburn, right? Because Callburn gets powerful cards in your opponent's hand. Let's see. Choose a card from your hand, discard it when it's placed. During a battle, the opponent's vanguard attack. For every 2. So this is for every 1. This is a upgrade, I feel. This is generic though. It's not strictly an upgrade. It's good for if somebody can have access to something like this. If other decks don't have access to this is pretty alright. And this is a CB where Callburn is a discard a card. Sometimes you can pay the cost, sometimes you can't. But overall, this is good though. This is still a Protect Newborn vibe. Especially with it's situational though. It only works well against decks that have a huge hand. Yeah, I'll put it here that this is just better. This is better as a card than most of what you have in Nubatama. It's better. It's just better whatever what you were gonna play. Because a lot of Dragon Empire don't really have much going for it in terms of shield value. And I would have probably preferred for Kagero to just have raw shield value, to be honest, over the whole PG thing that I have going on. Especially since a lot of Great Nature players, and just a bunch of players in general, are going to be playing a whole lot of, oh, if this card dies, I get extra pluses, sort of thing. Let's see. Fortified Marquee. Legal Garter. Nice. When this unit is placed on Guardian Circle, retire any number of rear guards. You retire your home board if you want to. And this unit gets 10k shield until the end of battle for each unit retired for this cost. Draw a card for each unit that had an equip gauge retired for this cost. That is pretty good. That's pretty good. It'd be funny if this card had Engorge on its on its G card skill. Like on it in continuous, just Engorge on it. That'd be funny. But this is good though. It's alright. You get to draw cards for more stuff. This is good. I don't think it's better than what we have going for most of Tachikaze, but this is a good start. I'm not fat. I'm fortified. Exactly. I'm big boned, brother. Now we can play Anger Blader and Prima. Yeah, sure. Yes, we can. Ambush Demon Stealth Rogue Aizen. This is a Murokuma card. I personally think, like, I'm already seeing a 10k bonus here on Shield. There's very little that can disappoint me when it comes to Shield for Murokuma, because they don't got none. They have no shield. They have none. So anything is almost a step up. Anything. So let's take a look. When this unit is posted in Guardian Circle, choose one of your rear guards. Oh, that's a bit rough. Okay. Choose one of your rear guards against auto. At the end of the battle, your opponent's unit attacked. If it did not hit, cost Soul Blast 1. You may return this card to your hand. You return this unit to your hand. Huh. And then this unit gets plus 10k shield onto that battle for each of your units with the same card name as the chosen unit. So you can get 20k extra shield, 30k extra shield, 40k extra shield even, depending on how many copies of the card that you have on the board. This is really good. I remember when 20k heal triggers were better than G-Guards and Mura. Yes! Yep, correct. This is better. This gives 10k shield already. 25k shield, straight up, with very little commitment. And you don't even have to resolve the skill. Like, you may return this card to your hand. If, like, you have any on-play skills you want to resolve, just 10k shield already. 10k shield. Wow, that's crazy. Imagine. Given an archetype that didn't have 10k shield, oh, it's crazy. This is better. It's just better than whatever you're running. Run for this, possibly. It's just good. I mean, obviously you're probably running some of the other ones because the shield value is a little bit less. But... And we have Narukami. It's very few things Narukami actually needs right now. It's very few. When this unit is put on Guardian Circle, your opponent chooses up to 2 of their front row rear guards and binds them. If 2 cards were not bound, so your opponent chooses up to, so it can be 0. This unit gets plus 10k shield, and if no cards were bound, it gets another plus 10k shield. So we can get upwards to about 20k shield. 25k, you know, it's just things. You know, 35k shield on its own. Just protect me, my newborn. Thank you very much. It's removal. It's possible removal plus extra shield. Your opponent is never going to want to retire this stuff for it. Yep. This is good. This is really good. So I think this one is the Nova Grappler one, right? Yes, this is the Meteor Kaiser Stiff Need. I'll say Stiff Need. Because I think it's supposed to be German, possibly. When this unit is put on Guardian Circle, counterblast 1 or more cards. This unit gets 5k shield for each face down card in your damage zone. So if you have like 4 cards face down in your damage zone, that is plus 20k shield outside of paying the cost. So if you paid 3 and you have 4 face down, that's 20. Or if you pay 3 and if you pay 3 and have 3, that's plus 15, still 30. Still pretty good. And if you're also playing Gun Greed, that gives you another counter charge, also another G-Zone face up. This is a pretty alright. This is pretty okay. If you pay 2 CP, you draw a card. If you pay 3 CP, you draw another card. You draw 2 off of pitching for this, which allows you... This solves a lot of issues that Victor had sometimes, where I want to play my PGs, right? And use my CB to pay for my stuff, and it pays for itself. But then your opponent gets like a stand trigger or a crit trigger, and you only have a G-Guard. But then both you and your opponent have the same amount of rear guards, so like your other G-Guards don't really work. And you don't get like the other extra size off of it. So you live, but then you start a turn with like 1 rear guard in hand, and you're like, damn. You know? If I had a Stride Father and a rear guard, or like if I had a Stride Father, I could have killed my opponent with 2 guards left over. Hi Donker Hiz, how you doing? This is good. This is good. It's not strictly better. It's not strictly better, but it's good. It's a good card. Yeah, it's a good card. I'm definitely probably going to use this. There's so much space in the G Zone slots for Victor. Like the biggest thing you're probably going to want to run is Gun Greed. If you're going to run this, you're probably going to run the other G guard that counter charges, so you can run that too. It's good. It's a holiday here, so just chilling. Yeah, our holidays I think is tomorrow or day after tomorrow is our government holiday, government mandated holiday. Let's see, Giant Armored Beast, Giramenglos. Sounds like gyros. We had gyros pizza yesterday. Oh, why didn't anybody tell me that it actually was pretty good? It's a pretty good one. When this unit is placed on Guardian Circle, costs Soul Blast 1, choose up to 2 grade 3 normal units from your drop zone, put them into your hand. This unit gets 5k shield for each card put into your hand. This is plus 10k shield, it's 25k shield on your 38. Don't forget to mention your grade 3 normal units that you're re-adding to your hand are basically 20k to 30k extra shields because you're running GM Glass, and if you don't run GM Glass, you're actually griefing. You're hard griefing. You're running it down mid in life if you do not run GM Glass in your G Zone. This card is good. The shield value is negligible. It's whatever. It's the fact that you can just re-add your grade 3, potentially have a rewrite for next turn, potentially have a Stark turn for next turn. It's crazy. Tasted. Exactly. Thank you, Darker Haze. How you doing? It was holiday here today. Ah, nice. So what do you do to holiday then? How are you spending it? Let's see. This is the this is another one. This is the this card's good. So yes. you run this. Come on. Don't lie to yourself. Then Terminal Ending Darkness Big Ripper. Hopefully you don't feel ripped off while reading this card. We can appreciate that we can get a heal guard back so that we can G-guard again. No, you can only choose normal units. But the normal units you're usually choosing are utility units anyway, like Die Arm not Die Dumper. Die Scooper? No, that's a different one too. But the other one that gives you drive checks. And sometimes you have to guard with it, you have to stride with it, and it goes to drop zone, you're like, damn, I would like to have been able to get the drive check off of it. Die Kaiser as well. If you ended up having to discard a Die Kaiser, or you healed one, you needed one, it gives you so much extra play. It's just so much utility, it's crazy. You could even pick up a copy of your Vanguard. Oh, Dizoras, thank you. Yes. You can pick up an extra copy of it back. It's just really good. It feels crazy not going into this. No, but that's fine, Jack. Like, most of your grade 3s have 20k extra shield attached to it because of your Vanguard skill, and plus your Die Liner skill, plus your Geoma Glass skill, so it's fine. It comes after first stride, it becomes 20k shield, and after second stride, it's 30, 40k shield, man. It's crazy. Just got back from my cousin-in-law's wedding, spent a weekend in a country town. That was 3.5 hours drive. Right on the border between VIC and NSW. Nice. Smoj. Reading is hard. Bro, it's fine. And then we have the Spike Brothers G-Guard. Personally, it doesn't really matter. Oh, I didn't read this one yet. Okay, let's read this. But sure. When his units placed on Guardian Circle, call Soul Blast 1 and lock when you have one or more back row rear guards. It's sort of like Locus Karina, but Locus Karina was only Vanguard to Vanguard attacks. But it's, I think, am I lying here? If somebody can confirm for me, Locus Karina is only Vanguard to Vanguard attacks, right? Am I wrong? Yeah, see, when this and this gets 10k shield until end of battle. If you have 2 or more lock cards, draw cards. It's okay. It's alright. Photo to the finish, we taking it to beyond. Going east to Eden, receding into the bars. Drowning all the sorrow, tomorrow we gonna call again to a God who watches so all along, waiting for us to get it together in bond. Melancholy, hopeful galaxy on his shoulders, even Atlas. Okay, so it's anything to anything, just like this. But this gets power, and it doesn't lock your opponent's rear guard. But you get to draw a card. The only archetype that I feel benefits off of this is maybe Messiah. And even then, Messiah usually has its own cards that draw so much already. The 10k shield could come in handy, but again, Messiah has its own G-Guard that gives it 10k. This seems like a half-assed thing. I don't get why this was printed. It feels half-assed. It just doesn't feel like it. Yeah, it's not like it. Compassion Queen, Villainess, Evita. When this unit is put on Guardian Circle, Counterblast 1, choose 3 normal units from your drop, and this unit gets the original shield until the end of that battle. If you chose 1 or more grade 3 units, draw a card. Put all cards chosen with this effect to the bottom of your deck in any order. So you can choose 2 grade 1s and a grade 3. So you get plus 20k shield and a draw. Which is not bad. For a CB, not that bad. Because then you could also run, you're running the other ones that send your triggers back. So you're basically refreshing your deck if you want to. It's okay. It's okay. I'll give it a it should be fine, Copium. Because there's like most of your other G guards already kinda allow you to do what you want. You know what I mean? So now we have Dark Irregular. Human. It doesn't look like a human, it looks like a demon. But cool. Fair enough. When this unit is posted in Guardian Circle, Counterblast 1, choose 1 of your opponent's units. For every 10 cards in your soul, they get -1 crate until the end of turn. So, I guess this is against stuff like... what decks? I don't know what decks have issues with your opponent have extra critical. Because I think it's this that minus your crit, and it was like another archetype as well. Genesis and Dark Irregular. So they oftentimes are compared to each other since they both soul charge a lot, and I guess they wanted to give them both paralleling skills of minusing crit on your opponent. And I don't hate this. I do not hate this at all. So this is probably against Overlord. It's the only consistent -2 crit that you could possibly give, because anything else, most of the things that do have like 2 crit reset their crit or gain extra crit outside of the crit that they gain. So something like DP, for example, it's good-ish against DP. It's good-ish because if they drive into a crit or they gain extra crit outside of like Laura or something, they're still hitting for like 1 or 2 damage extra still. So even if you do end up minusing 1, you're still getting hit for 2 damage or 1 damage. I think something against like Overlord, they're only hitting you for 0 damage, more or less, right? They need to hit a crit to kill you. I see Heal Guardian. Yeah, I basically mean, yeah, it should be fine. Copium. I'll put it ahead of the curve though. I'll put this in front. The Dark Zone stuff are better. The Gold Paladin is the weakest of them. No, yeah, the Gold Paladin is the weakest of them. And like, more I'm looking at it and think about this, I hate gacha things, so this is why it's printed for me. Multi-attack lands, you can just shut down attack yet to come. Not really, right? Because it only minuses the crit of a unit, so you need to... Oh, one of your opponent's units for every 10. Oh, so you can have multiple units get minus crit. So you can choose 2, but most of the units, like say if you're against, like if you're playing against Pale Moon, you target one Navan, for sure, for the -1 crit. So you need to hit a crit to give you a damage, so they can't give the crit to the rear guard that they're resetting. But you're becoming new Vanguard sometimes. Sheesh. So then you're only doing 1 damage with Overlord, you're doing 1 to 2 damage only with... And it's another less crit on your rear. I guess maybe against Bike Brothers, you choose the unit that's on the first attack to get a crit from them. Novas? Maybe Novas, but nobody really plays much Novas, no? Va? You don't really play much Novas. It doesn't get power, how to protect myself. That's another thing too. The minus crit, I guess, is supposed to be the saving grace of it, right? Because usually, like, during a multi-attack, this probably supposed to be used as like one of your first G-guards. So then you're kind of like slowing down and stemming the bleeding. So you basically G-guard or rear guard, you target the other 2 units, and those gets minus a crit. So then potentially your opponent needs to hit triggers. It's matchup dependent. It's very matchup dependent. It is very matchup dependent, yeah. So it's supposed to be on the first attack, and your first attack is supposed to be like a rear guard swing. So where did I put it? Yeah, I put it here. It should be fine. It's a lot better than I'm thinking about it with it, but it still is. It should be fine. I don't feel like it's up here though. I feel like it's here. It's better than these, that's for sure. It's not strictly worse. I'm not saying that you shouldn't run these whatsoever. I feel like you can run like 1 or 2 copies of it, but you have so much tight space in your G-guard zone, your G zone already for G-guards. You need to try and make do with playing playing 5 G-guards to 6 G-guards sometimes. And those G-guards are usually, 3 of them are like hard utility that you need to run. 2 of them are flex slots depending on like particular matchup you're playing against, and like the other 1 or 2 is like a flip one that you're okay with flipping if you don't see the situation for it. Like DI has space? Yeah, true. You don't try much anyways? I guess, yeah, DI could probably end up running like 6 to 7 G-guards maybe, and they can get away with it. Yeah, they can get away with running like 6 G-guards to 7 G-guards if they want to. Like Genesis, for example. I used to run 6 or 7 G-guards in Genesis as well, which is the parallel that you can draw there. Like, you only run like Amaruda, or you go only into Amaruda anyway. Yeah, fine. Yeah, I can see it, but still. They're currently around the same level for me. They're good-ish copium. You could run a couple. Boom, boom, boom. Alright, so that's... We have Jester, Demonic, Beast, Flexion, Chimera. When this unit's posted on Guardian Circle, put 1 or more cards from your hand into your soul. Love this card already. Oh my god. You have any idea how much situations you get into sometimes? You're like, man, I can't use my Tricky Assistant now because I drove into it and I have no way of getting it into my soul now. This G-Guard says, yes, you do. It's so good. This unit gets 10k shield at the end of battle for each card put into your soul for cost. You can put 1 or more cards, so you can just put 2 to 3 cards into your soul if you need it to guard anyway. And then if 2 or more cards are put into your soul, your opponent chooses one of their stand rear guards and put it into your soul. So if your opponent is attacking with a side column, then a vanguard column, and leaves like 1 rear guard stood, yeah, you can really punish them for it. Getting rid of an opponent's threat is actually pretty nutty. And if the only stood rear guard they probably have is like a Honolulu, for example, or like any rear guard, really. Because sometimes, depends on the matchup, you can have moments where your opponent didn't really commit too much. Yeah, this guard is super good. Maybe I'm gushing, maybe it's me being crazy, but I think it's a protect you and your newborn level. It's so nuts. It gives you so much play. Because if you're running then the PGs, right? The Harry PGs, or you're running the GB2 PGs, you can then get a tricky assistant and snipe another rear guard from your opponent. So you snipe the one that's standing, maybe it's a back row rear guard, that's fine. That reduces their power of their overall attack, right? And then you take off, then you call tricky assistant off of your GB2, use the skill again, and you're basically getting rid of like more rear guards off the board, off of just a G guard and a PG. So you live through a multi-attack 9 attack turn or 12 attack turn just by using this G guard and using 3 cards. It's crazy. It gives me my my newborn life free life insurance. That's how good it is. It's so good. It's so good. I can sit here and gush about it for hours, bro. It's, I don't know. And it solves the problem. Yeah, it solves the issue of you not having your pieces in your soul when you're looking to set up. There's so much situations you're like, damn, man, I really... Is for real estate? Yeah, you just slap the side of the Chimera. You can fit anything in here before he takes a bite out of your arm. Interdimensional Dragon, History Vision Dragon. A dragon. Nice. Discard 1 or more cards at a sum of the grades of 3 or greater from your hand. This unit gets 20k shield until end of battle if you discard cards of some air. So 20k shield if you discarded a grade 3 or sum of grade 3. If you discarded cards with a sum of their grades being 6 or greater for this cost. So you can discard, so you're discarding the heal for the Heal Guardian, right? And then you discard a grade 4 and a grade 2. That's 6 in total. Counterblast 1, choose your units and cannot be hit until end of battle. Still having to discard 3 cards in total seems kind of far-fetched for me, but hey. Yeah, it's a 3-card PG. I don't know. I don't know. I think it's good. I don't see why you're not running it. I don't know if it protect you and your newborns on a level good. Like the whole 3-card discard is kind of for me. It's kind of Yeah, it's going -3 because you have to discard for grade 3, and then you need to have a grade 3. No, sorry. You need to have a grade 4 and a grade 2 to make it worthwhile, because then you're only discarding 2 cards. So 1 for the Heal Guardian or Heal Trigger, and then 2 more for the grade 4 and a grade 2. Or it could be 2 grade 3s, or it can be 3 grade 2s. Eesh, that's like 4 cards? Yeah, it is good. It's good, but it's a oof. Smoke Gears allows you to discard to be grade 3 for each card. But I'm thinking that it's not there. In my brain, I'm not thinking that it's there. Like, I know what you're saying, but I like same thing for the Kagero thing. My brain, I'm not thinking whether or not how much rear guards my opponent has. I'm always I'm thinking of like, I need to discard 5 cards in total for this. You know what I mean? It feels like an emergency play in case otherwise unblockable rear guard. Basically, yeah. It's a fail safe. I would still play some of these cards, like the Kagero one. I'd probably still run it. I mean, it's a PG. Even how bad I could probably think it is, if I really don't like it, I'll flip it face up in situations where I'm ahead and I know I'll kill them within a turn or two. But I'll probably keep it face down for the off chance where like I'm behind, but my opponent is also behind and they need to go for like a Stark or Dust play, and then their last attack is probably gonna kill me, and I have this. Yeah, I want to have the option of saying, damn, well, at least I'm living now because I ran this card. I'd still play it, and I'd still play a lot of cards like it. So the one for Gears, I'd probably play that still. For how much I'm crapping on it, I would still run it. It's a PGG card. I'd still run at least a copy of it. I'd squeeze somewhere, find somewhere space for it. It's either dying or living, and I choose live. I'm a fan of life. I think life is based. It is so good. Living? Oh. Alright, so now we have, I think this is Grand Blue, right? Yeah, this is Grand Blue. Let's take a look. Yeah. Moon singing Diabolic Princess Oriana. Oh, this is what Poppy was talking about, that we have Oriana in Vanguard now. Living is Loki. Oh my god. True that. True, either that or dead. And I choose live. Pretty good. When its unit is put in Guardian Circle cost, can I blast 1? The attacking unit gets critical -1 for every 10 cards in your drop. Battle, right? Until end of battle. Yeah. Yeah. I don't see a point of Grand Blue getting more cards like this. It's a good card. I'd run it. It's a very simple text. That's all it says. This is all it says. Just, I don't see the point of them getting more cards like this. They have a PG already from drop. They have like 2 ways of getting a PG, and the other one is a Denial Griffin. I don't see the point of them getting a good card like this too. Well, it's whatever. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, whatever. Just one is enough? Yeah. Like, it's a good card, that's the thing. It's not better than what you're running before, but it's just really good. So, but it should be fine, Koki. It's annoying. It's so annoying. If you don't want to -2 sometimes for PG, so it's fine. Exactly. So if you're fighting against something that has 2 crits on it, you're like, you know what, I'll minus a crit from you and I'll take a damage. This is kind of nuts too, because like, if you don't have enough to guard, right, and you have like 20 cards in your drop zone, incidentally, and the card is hitting for like 2 crit, you're just like, yo, 2 crit, go away. You just live. Oh, it's sickening. It's sickening. It's so sickening. It's so sickening. Oh well. This is one of my favorite tropes. Ram Blue and Pale Moon getting the same card. DP sad noises. Exactly, Neo Power. By the way, Neo, did you finally get your cards in? Are we finally seeing you play some matches out or no? It's just great utility. You can loop G guards, mold hands, disruption, it has it all. It's crazy, right? Grand Blue, Pale Moon getting the same card with words and souls and drop zone replaced. Exactly. So weird, man. Diva of Salvation, Lucretia. Lucrece. Lucrece. When this unit is placed on Guardian Circle, cost Cannablas 1, return a lone unit from your rear guard to your hand and perform the following according to the rate of the card returned. 2 or less, this unit gets 15k shield until the end of battle. 3 or more, choose one of your Vanguard and gets 5k power until end of turn. This is good. This being plus 5k power until end of turn is way better than a lot of people would give accountment for. Because there are sometimes your opponent is attacking with 13k, 15k, or 16k power, since they're playing some decks like Pale Moon hits you for 17 with a boosted unit if they're not in Masquerade Mass Carry. Or Some other archetypes like Nightmare Doll, they need to be hitting a trigger to be able to hit you in your face sometimes, especially if you're guarding with the 5k shield. It puts you on 23. That stops a lot of the attacks already. And if you get a defensive trigger, it puts you on 28. A lot of things don't hit you anymore, and that's kind of crazy. This guard is just good. I'd play it too. Yeah. I mean, you have space for it. Like, it's better than a lot of the things that you have right now anyway, right? That's some of the things that bounce. You bounce no me is though. That's kind of cringe. I like that. Yes. Thank you. Yes. Yes. I love that part. Normal units. Yes. Let it be balanced and fair. Thank you. You bouncing back a PG that you called off of your grade 2? No, 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 no. No, none of that here. Rebellious Heavenly Flow General Dianera. Is it me, or a lot of these cards are a lot of females? Like, a lot of them are females in the G Guardian department. I never noticed it until just now. Did we have Granblue in the balance? We have Granblue in the format. What do you mean balance? It's balanced, brother. It's French for kind of balanced. My point? What do you mean? It's just something I noticed. It's an observation. I'm not saying anything bad about it. It's just like, huh, I never noticed that this set has a lot of female G-Guards in it. That's kind of interesting. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying anything else outside of that. Calm down. This card is... Wait, okay. When this unit is placed in Guardian Circle, Counterblast 1 perform the following depending on the battle this turn. First battle, choose one of your units and it gets plus 5k power until end of turn. That is crazy. So this is basically a flipped version of the Bermuda one. So what you could do is like double G guard, right? So you do this twice using 2 CB for it, but that's fine. And you can give your Vanguard plus 10k power. So a lot of their rear guards don't hit, and if you hit a defensive, you become 32. God. And in the 4th battle or more, it gets 20k shields in a battle. The 5k is nuts. I really, really like this. I really like this a lot. I really like this. I won't put it up here. Protect you and your newborn. It's a 20k shield. Yeah, I'll put it up here. It's crazy. I love it. I would see you run like 2 copies of it because of it. Like situations can happen where you're like, ooh, this can get kind of cheeky. You resolve one, right? Then you can resolve the second one for another plus 5k. You can resolve each instance plus 5. So then you'd be sitting on 20k power, 22. You'd be on 22, right? 32, 37. 37 one of your other attacks. And then you hit a defensive, you're 42, 47. It's crazy. You can block with no board? Yeah. Crazy. I like that. Aquaforce lacked a G-Guard. That's big when they don't have a big board. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I have my cards. Just busy your free time with the upcoming reading for Final Fantasy 14 that you have coming in the next 2 weeks. Hell yeah. Nice. So now let's see. I think this is Mega Colony, right? Mega Colony. Constraint Mutant Deity. Crew Weevil. Weevil Underwood. Under the Wood. Constraint Mutant Deity. Crew Weevil. When its unit is placed on Guardian Circle, Soul Blast 1, and its unit gets plus 30k shield until end of battle. Your opponent chooses any number of their rear guards and rests them. This unit gets minus 10k shield until the end of that battle for each unit that was rested. So if your opponent's Vanguard is attacking with boost, they can choose to rest 3 if they want to leave one of the rear guards face up, or you can just have this be 30k shield straight up. Just 45, bro. Just 45, man. And if your opponent has any units with resist on him, or cannot be chosen. God, this is still kind of big. Big. She's thick. That's its huge shield. So this is okay. It's okay for me. This is better than most of what we have in our G guards. So I'll put it up here. It's really good. I don't know about Protect You and Your Newborn because of the minus that you can get. Especially if you're playing against an Axel deck that can afford to like rest cards that are not going to be able to hit with Vanguard anyway. You could be like, well, I'll just rest this shield and still force you to commit more shields. That's so thick. It is. That's the Omniscience Dragon.
When I first heard this beat, I was
Skebet Avil. When this unit is placed on Guardian Circle, Counterblast 1, discard a top card you. Resident Sleeper already, bro. Discard the top card you. Of your deck and perform one of the following effects, depending on the card. Like, normal. When this unit gets 10k shields. Oh, that's actually kind of nutty. With Isabel, you resolve both, no? This is okay. This is alright. This is okay. It's okay. This is Protect You and Your Newborn. This is good. It's a good card. And then the trigger unit, choose one of your units and cannot be hit until end of battle. That's good. Good. I don't like the Gamba part of it, but they're both good. Nice. Yeah, it's alright. Yeah, I like it. And then the Neonectar one. We'll just put a card on Guardian Circle. Choose a total up to 2 normal units with the same card name as each other from your drop zone or graveyard circle. Put them on the bottom of your deck in any order. If you put 2 cards, counter charge 1, and this gets 50k shield until the end of battle. Oh! Yo, Bloom? Bloom support? Hey, yo. We're blooming. The counter charge 1 is kind of clean, too. And you could also choose... Yeah, this is kind of nutty. I like it. It's a very good G guard. I don't know if it's to protect you and your newborn, but I think this is better. It's better than most G guards that I have. Like straight off the cuff. Yeah, this is where I am with this premium collection. Part 2. This is where I feel. I think the overall largest winner that we have right now, I think would have to be Shadows in terms of G-Guard. Shadows, Pale Moon, and the Angel Feather G-Guard. I think Angel Feather, Pale Moon, and Shadows feels like the bigger winners for me this set. Yeah, I think it's Shadows, Angel Feathers, and Pale Moon. Those are probably the best 3. Top 3 for me. Because Pale Moon gets removal in guard step outside of whatever tricky assistant removal that you would have played in a conventional list anyway, right? And then Shadows gets a way to recycle cards so they can reuse their deck the next turn. And then you have Angel Feather that gets to heal 1. It just heals 1, bro. That's all it does. It heals 1. Alright, so this is the part 2 of the Card 5 Vanguard Premium Collection 2022 G Guards. We did this via tier maker. Hopefully I get to see you guys. I'll put the tier maker in the description below so you guys can show me what your tier makers look like. Post them on Twitter. I don't know, you can add me on Twitter at JJ and let me know and tell me why my ideas are dumb. Or like why my decisions was chosen for this reason. I think I probably made myself a little bit clear on every one of these. Hopefully I did. So yeah. Take care.
song and let me sing forevermore. You are all I long for, all I worship and adore. In other words, please be true. In other words, I love you.